The microwave did not ruin your food. I know, bold statement, I'm taking the technology side. Not just to get on the good side of those running the simulation, but most of the time the microwave is not the villain. It's just being blamed for crimes committed by the add 3 minutes and hope button or push popcorn and see what happens. Welcome to Kitchen Myths, where I take those little pieces of kitchen advice everyone hears or sees on the internet, find out what's true, what isn't, and why it is or isn't true. Today's myth: microwaves are always bad cooks. Now I know the joke. Insert chain restaurant here and say their head chef is out. The microwave broke. Problem is, microwaves can be used very well if they're used correctly, but most times when people are using the microwave, they're just hitting high and hoping they guess the time right. So it's frozen inside, hot outsides. It's just not being used effectively. Undisciplined microwave use is not bad cooking. There's a difference. A microwave is just a tool. It heats food differently than an oven, a pan, or a grill. That doesn't make it evil. It just means you have to use it the way it actually works. And yes, later in the series we'll be talking about browning, searing, and why microwaves are not the tool for everything. Because no, you are not going to get a beautiful crust on a steak in the microwave. Please don't make me say that twice. So why do microwaves have such a bad reputation? A few reasons. First, uneven heating. Microwaves heat by exciting water molecules, which creates heat inside the food. Basically, you get those molecules to move fast. That movement creates friction. Friction creates heat. But that heating isn't always perfectly even. That's why one bite can be lava, and the next is still emotionally refrigerated. Second, people use full power for everything. High power is not a personality. If you blast delicate food at 100% power, it can overcook the edges, dry it out, toughen it, or separate before the center is even warm. This is where the microwave gets blamed for user error. Very convenient, very unfair. Third, microwaves do not brown food well. A microwave is great at heating water-rich foods. It's not great at creating the dry, high-heat surface conditions needed for browning. So if you expect crispy pizza crust, roasted vegetables, seared meat, or golden pastry, the microwave is probably going to hurt your feelings. What are microwaves good at? Using it correctly, microwaves are incredibly useful. They are great for reheating leftovers gently, steaming vegetables, warming tortillas, softening butter, melting chocolate carefully, par baking potatoes, reviving rice, heating sauces, loosening or uncrystallizing honey. Anything you're looking to do gently. Even I'll take a bunch of asparagus, clean them up real quick, put a little olive oil, salt, pepper, lemon zest on them, roll them up in wet paper towel, and microwave them on high so that number one, they steam. They're going to steam using just a little bit of that moisture from the paper towel, but mostly their own steam. And when you do asparagus in a pot of simmering water, you lose the chlorophyll, which changes your color and you get these olive green asparagus. You also lose a lot of the vitamins and nutrients to that blanching water. Cook them in the microwave, most of them stay in there. So how do you use a microwave better? First, try lower power. Try 50 or 60% for reheating instead of always just using high. Lower power gives heat more time to move through the food, which helps reduce overcooked edges and cold centers. For most of the base microwaves at home right now, lower power means the amount of time it's using its magnetron or firing microwaves per 10 seconds of cook time. So say it's a 10-second cook and you're using 50% power, the microwave will be on for 5 seconds, off for 5 seconds. Or maybe some will go on for 2, off for 2, on for 2, off for 2, so on and so forth. It does the math for you. Second, cover your food. A loose lid, microwave-safe cover, or damp paper towel helps trap steam and protect moisture. Third, stir, rotate, or rearrange your food. If the food can be stirred, stir it halfway through. If it can be flipped, flip it. If it has thicker and thinner parts, try to move things around if you can. The microwave is not magic. You do still have to participate. Fourth, let it rest. In regular cooking, we talk about carryover quite a bit because the stored energy keeps cooking stuff. So, you'll hear people say, take that chicken out at about 160 if you want it to carry over to 165. Now, nobody can come out and say that legally, and I'm not giving you legal advice around that, but I'll say that most chefs are doing that because that's what we like to eat. Food keeps heating for a bit after the microwave stops. That resting time helps the temperature even out. So don't just grab it instantly, burn your mouth, and blame science. That one is on you. So no, microwaves are not bad at cooking. They're not a replacement for every cooking method. They're not going to sear your steak, crisp your fries, or magically make yesterday's pizza taste wood-fired. But as a heating tool, they're fast, useful, efficient, and seriously underrated. The microwave didn't ruin your food. It just takes a little discipline. And stop just always using that popcorn like you're launching a missile every time you're heating up your pizza rolls. Give them a little time.